Mastering security solutions. We recklessly launch new products without a security safety net. What is the standardized process that our organization follows for conducting comprehensive security assessments and thorough risk evaluations when introducing new business lines or products to ensure compliance with industry standards and regulatory requirements? Our organization follows a rigorous, standardized process for conducting comprehensive security assessments and thorough risk evaluations when introducing new business lines or products to ensure compliance with industry standards and regulatory requirements. This process is designed to identify and mitigate potential security risks, ensuring the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of sensitive data and systems. Phase 1: Project Initiation and Scoping. Upon receipt of a new business line or product proposal, the organization's security office is engaged to conduct a preliminary security assessment. The assessment scope is defined, and a project plan is developed, outlining the objectives, timelines, and resources required. The proposal is reviewed to identify potential security risks, regulatory requirements, and industry standards applicable to the new business line or product. Phase 2: Risk Identification and Categorization. A comprehensive risk assessment is conducted to identify potential security risks associated with the new business line or product. This assessment considers factors such as data sensitivity and classification, system architecture and dependencies, access controls and authentication mechanisms, data storage and transmission requirements, third-party services and vendor dependencies, compliance with regulatory requirements and industry standards. Identified risks are categorized based on their likelihood and potential impact, using a risk matrix to prioritize and focus on the most critical risks. Phase 3: Threat Modeling and Vulnerability Analysis. Threat modeling is performed to identify potential attack vectors and vulnerabilities in a new business line or product. This involves identifying potential attackers and their motivations, analyzing system architecture and identifying potential vulnerabilities, conducting penetration testing and vulnerability scanning to validate findings, developing a threat model to prioritize and address identified threats. Phase 4: Compliance and Regulatory Requirements Analysis. A thorough analysis is conducted to identify relevant regulatory requirements and industry standards applicable to the new business line or product. This includes reviewing applicable laws, regulations, and industry standards, e.g., GDPR, HIPAA, PCI DSS. Identifying specific security controls and requirements. Developing a compliance matrix to track and manage regulatory requirements. Phase 5: Security Control Evaluation and Design. Security controls are evaluated and designed to mitigate identified risks and address compliance requirements. This includes developing security policies, procedures, and standards, designing and implementing access controls, encryption, and authentication mechanisms, selecting and implementing security technologies and tools, developing incident response and disaster recovery plans. Phase 6: Implementation and Testing. The designed security controls are implemented, and testing is conducted to validate their effectiveness. This includes conducting unit testing and integration testing to ensure security controls are functioning as intended, performing security testing and vulnerability scanning to identify potential weaknesses, conducting user acceptance testing to ensure security controls meet business requirements. Phase 7: Deployment and Monitoring. The new business line or product is deployed, and security controls are continuously monitored to ensure their effectiveness. This includes implementing security information and event management (SIEM) systems to monitor security event logs, conducting regular security audits and risk assessments to identify potential security risks, Maintaining compliance with regulatory requirements and industry standards. Phase 8, Continuous improvement. The security assessment and risk evaluation process is continuously reviewed and improved. Lessons learned from previous assessments are incorporated, and best practices are updated to ensure the organization remains proactive in managing security risks and compliance requirements. By following this standardized process, our organization ensures that new business lines or products are introduced with adequate security controls, minimizing the risk of security breaches and ensuring compliance with industry standards and regulatory requirements.